afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another exciting and riveting, amazing Propagandacast from your host, Imperial Dane, the one, the only master of propaganda. Off here to 1 vs 1 on Crossroad to the north, it is Jesulin fighting for America, freedom, democracy. The 4th Armored Division west and the south, it is Creativename fighting for the German army, Deutschland, das Vaterland. Taking on the role here of the 21st Panzer here with Strategic Reserves, double infantry Panzerfaust versus Airborne for Jesulin with triple infantry. We got an MG42 start there from Creativename straight into Grenadiers here with a double rifle start there for Jesulin. Heading westwards there with tank types already up in the cuff on there to defend against any immediate raids there by Creativename from the south. And same with Strategic Reserves, we don't see it very often. There's definitely an option there for some aggressive plays for the assault grenadiers, and down the road there are obviously the Panzer IV Model J and the Tiger Race. We'll of course see if Jesulin is ready for that. And as always, please remember to like, subscribe, and share, and press that bell button. I hate that YouTube is essentially forcing me to say this. Though not, of course, directly, but you kind of have to ensure there's enough engagement and whatnot, so their algorithms get me enough views and all that jazz. Anyways, we're happening westwards there. Moving straight for the fuel point there and sort of backing things up. Again, more points have been prepared ahead of the time for Jesulin. Seizing Eastern Point here. Creativename focusing hard east of the Grenadiers, MG42 and Pioneers all working together in sort of a small tactical formation. Good play there. Good play. Seizing the Eastern Point here, grab the Western one. Moving southwards there with the re-echelons. And there we go. Assault Grenadiers out here for Creativename. Your hardened assault team there equipped with MP40s, and down the road, once they become good enough boys, they'll get assault grenades as well. Just lots of grenades they can chuck at the enemy, which was actually a kind of common tactic for the Germans, particularly the Eastern Front. Like just haul up a large satchel of grenades and just begin chucking them at the enemy during the attacks. Third rifle squad on the way there for Jesulin. Triple rifleman there versus Grenadier, assault grenadier, plus of course the MG42 switching westwards here towards what is likely anticipating an engagement there. And there you go, first shot's about to happen around the centre victory point. Rifle there versus Grenadiers. Grenadiers quickly falling back. MG42 setting up, assault goes bringing as well. Sending the ultra reeling to Jesulin that he's likely up against either Strategic Reserves or mechanized assault if Creativename had that. But either way, he knows at some point it's going to involve a big Tiger tank. The question of course is what's going to come in between. Back here, nothing further going on there for Creativename except more Grenadiers. So looking at double Grenadiers, assault Grenadier, MG42 versus triple rifleman here. Jesulin already taking up, going for the platoon command post, and begins to try and play around here. Creativename centre. Very good play there. Grenadiers moving up the west side here. We'll engage the rifleman there, and there goes Hawkins as the rifleman here by the eastern point. MG42 moving in. Second Grenadier squad almost down there for Creativename. There you go. MG42 setting up. Rifleman being slowly pushed back. And there you go. More infantry out. Grenadiers falling back here. Our rifleman pursued by the assault Grenadiers and the MG42. As Creativename leads a glorious assault for the fatherland. His spirits high. Adrenaline pumping through his veins. Well, probably not. Anyway, assault goes up close with the rifleman. Up close, they should overall be able to beat them. And there you go. Jesulin just retreats rather than lose his rifleman to the assault grenadiers. He'll at least take unnecessary casualties. Further skirmishes on the front here between Creativename and Jesulin, as Jesulin calls looking to pressure him. MD42 the quick to respond here, ensuring that Jesulin's rifle squad has to retreat or likely gets suppressed. In this case, I suppose, back off quickly enough. Assault goes bring up in the far right flank, more riflemen out there. Lieutenant almost ready here for Jesulin. He can then quickly take up. We'll go for a fast 50 caliber. There we go, Lieutenant out. We'll see what Jesulin goes for, but I imagine it's going to be, there we go, a fast mechanized platoon command post upgrade. Assault goes there being slowly riddled with bullets by Jesulin's infantry quickly enveloping them. Very good. And Creativename's infantry is starting to get a bit overextended here versus Jesulin, sort of a bit weary. Taking a lot of damage here, not really finding a lot of successful engagement sort of well enough. And Jesulin also has more than map here compared to Creativename, so that's also a problem there for Creativename that he needs to rectify very fast with a jackboot right up Jesulin's arse. Rifleman pushing for the eastern point, and we got the M20 utility car on the way there for Jesulin. Very good. Certainly going to put some aggressive pressure there on Creativename and make things a lot more difficult for him. Since he's going to need then a fast 2-2 out or some other measures to sort of try and slow down the M20 utility count, or it could make things miserable for Creativename. There's India catching the Grenadiers in the far west. Nice harassment attempt, but ultimately quickly put to the ground there by Jesulin. Pioneers moving against the rifleman by the eastern fuel point. MG42 covering up here as well. Rifleman there going to end up losing clear to the Pioneers for the flamethrower, and Jesulin, while he does run to the point neutral, basically just gets out of there very fast. Minesweeper Pioneer or Reasons bypassing the MG42. Also likely going for this, he might be worried about Creativename laying down telemines, for example, that could easily destroy his M20, and that's certainly a very sensible worry to have there. Gonna do this assault on the west side. Need to get those pioneers back soon for like to make a nice company. Instead, we got Panzergrenadier here for Creativename and the German army. The MG42 though needs to get out of there, and even then may not quite get back home there to the base, as we got the utility car in hot pursuit of the MG42 crew, already down to 2 men. 1 man, in fact, low on health, carrying that MG42 on his back. And there you go, he managed to get away. Those Grenadiers managed to put themselves in between the MG and the utility car there. Still, the right flank has for now collapsed under of Jesulin's assault there. Creativename lacking the forces to withstand that. We got Panzergrenadiers out there for Creativename. We'll likely need some vehicles and some other stuff here to stop the M20. I mean, it could be he's planning Panzerschrecks on his Panzergrenadiers, I mean, which can work, but there's the high mobility M20 there. It's going to be a bit tricky to catch it for sufficiently long enough and destroy it, and there you go. We do get the light to make a nice company. Could be a pack, could be 2-2s. Going for the cemetery there with his forces, ground points there, very good. You know, the assault grenadiers, I think, hiding about here, trying to ambush an infantry, getting close. Instead, they're going to get a face full of M20, which they can't really ambush. I mean, in theory, in the actual war, of course, like, they could have probably just, you know, chucked a lot of grenades, like, into the open top vehicle and just clear it out that way, but in game, the engine can't handle that, so that's obviously not going to happen. Got 50 caliber dropped in there for Jesulin. Interesting pick there by considering went for Lieutenant. You'd figure maybe go for the anti-tank gun, but Jesulin apparently wants to conserve manpower and doesn't worry about spending munitions, so he calls in the 50 caliber that way. I mean, you can do it as well because of that. Now it's more viable in a sense. Though I am still a bit surprised. Either way, though, he's got the 50 caliber. That's going to make things a bit more difficult here for Creativename's infantry, and that's obviously what Jesulin is looking for. Got the 2-2 there for Creativename and Deutschland. Put them moving up as the rifle in no cover there. Should be a win for the Panzergrenadier. There's the glory of Deutschland. And there you go, rifle routed. Jesulin quickly sort of just relying further on his advantage to go for the shoot. And what is this? We got an M6 anti-tank mine down. Oh boy. That could end up a bit uncomfortably there for Creativename with his 2-2. Any future tanks he might get. He's actually close to wiping out the 50 caliber there. A bit awkward there for Jesulin, but he does manage to get away with it. Panzergrenadier as Lieutenant. More fighting here in the bushes as they hold up against the Lieutenant. Veterans 1 gained with the Panzergrenadier. Also, a little fun fact about camouflage uniforms. The Americans actually tried using camouflage uniforms in 1944, but they quickly had to stop it since, as it turns out, the general assumption amongst American infantry was if they were camouflaged, they were Germans. So they had an awful lot of friendly fire issues with that. But a bunch of their own got shot, so they quickly discontinued the whole camouflage uniform thing. Soldiers up close with a rifle note, quickly hosing them down there with the MP40s. Very good. M20 though, quickly returning the favour to those assault grenadiers. 2-2 with grenadiers on the east side. Rifle squad almost taken out. Lots of action on the sides and the centre. I mean, neither players sort of getting overly focused on one point. Good sort of tactical flexibility in that department. Nothing further going on here. Panzergrenadier almost being fully good to go again. He's also close to, in theory, being able to use equipment with Panzerschrecks if you want to. Of course, he may decide that is not worth it. 50 caliber there, holding up, and we do get the Panzerschrecks of the Ketten Panzerbüchse. I like the response to the Sword Light, indicating that Creativename has no real intention of going for the Pack 40 here, or just, you know, want to go for more 2-2s, which has also been an option. So there's clearly some economy efficiency here on the way for Creativename, which could maybe indicate he wants to try and at least somewhat fast take out and push out the Panzer von Model J. And he wants to ensure he doesn't spend too much resources on other things. He then goes for another infantry squad. Perhaps highlighting some interesting priorities there from Creativename. Return to suppress, they've got the 50 card back in the map, though can't really unsuppress them. Stewing about here so far, a bit of damage but no kills. This also noteworthily puts Creativename at 5 infantry squads, so of course one of them is an anti-tank team. There goes soldiers going for the rifle, of course backed up here by the Panzerjägers with the Raketen Panzerbüchsen. Or rocket anti-tank rifles, I believe that sort of roughly translates to. There we go, 2 rockets impacting upon the M20's armor. Had there been an actual M20 versus actual Panzerschrecks, that M20 would have been toast, make no mistake. But obviously, that wouldn't be particularly exciting for American players in game. So, you know, happening. 5th cavalry, they're putting a bit of a problem. We've got Panzer moving in from the north, Panzerjägers, going to moving from the other side. 2-2 can't go on in. 5th cavalry, they're causing a problem. There you go. Rockets flying, one connects. Panzerfasteners do a light tank as well. Guards suppressed here by the 5th cavalry, probably would have gone for a flank in, so they cleared it out and then dealt with Stuart, but instead got hosed down here by the 5th cavalry, got a rifle grenade off, not doing enough damage. More grenadiers going for the Stuart light tank. He's starting to run out of munitions though, he can't keep Panzerfassing it. Panzergun is there being pursued by the rifleman, almost being cleared out here. MD4-2 queuing up the flank here, some absolutely intense action in between both Jesulin and Creativename as they're fighting for either the survival or the destruction of the Stuart light tank. And so far, it does seem like Jesulin is slightly coming ahead here due to, again, Creativename running his Panzerjägers straight into the 5th cavalry. I think he still tried to flank it a bit better there. The Stuart light tank would not have been doing so well, but there you go. Or he could have just popped a smoke grenade, I guess, though of course that meant less munition for Panzerfaust, so, you know. There's a lot that could have happened, and a lot that didn't happen. MD4 being flanked as Jesulin, of course, displays once more his flexibility and maneuverability. Big outtaker there for Creativename and the German army, so using the western fuel point once more, looking to disrupt Jesulin's fuel flow to ensure he doesn't steamroll him, which is very important. On a map like Crossroads, there are just inherently more resources since the map has more points, meaning if you lose map control here, it can much more rapidly snowball out of control compared with other 1 vs 1 maps. So that is a detail that is rather important to keep in mind. Take up almost done there. Moving up here with the assault grenadiers, close to 52. Rifle and 5th cavalry, they're all sort of on parade. They're straight to the assault grenadiers on the flank. Close to 52, and there you go. Got a tank driving in there for Jesulin's opposite work. Need to pop grenade assault here. Oh, he's trying to kill them just by shooting them, which I guess can work out. But I think grenade assault here would be more efficient since, you know, there's a lot of other troops nearby. And just popping grenades so they can allow them to focus down, say, something else. While still dealing with the 5th cavalry. So that could have been, I think, done a bit more smoothly there by Creativename than he actually ended up doing it. I'll wait, take up done. Can build the support corps, but to get out of the Panzer IV it's still going to take some resources, and that's obviously the one thing that Jesulin is making very sure that Creativename isn't getting an awful lot of. Of course, good play there by Jesulin. Good play. And so in a lot of the, shall we say, high-level gameplay, you know, tends to do at least the good stuff involved just, you know, fighting for the fuel and trying to deny opponents much fuel as well, and that way trying to gain the tank advantage early on. And so far, Jesulin is definitely in this, so of course, Creativename can't get out the Panzer IV Model J, should have a bit of an upper hand on Jesulin nonetheless. But again, he's going to have to get there in the first place, and that's really, again, where Jesulin is just throwing every possible obstacle he can in Creativename's way. Using Eastern points, very good. MD4-2 moving in. Grenadiers, assault grenadiers on the move, nothing further going there in Creativename's base. We've got the rifleman setting up there, 2-2 being fixed up. Slowly approaching 22 on that one, which is very good, so good even. The cover that's going to use rifleman in as well. Seizing the Eastern point. Something's being spent munitions on, I'm not entirely sure what. Interesting enough, he's yet to hit that mine from Jesulin there. You'd kind of figured he'd run that 2-2 into it by now, but so far that mine has very much remained undetonated. I'm sure Jesulin might be feeling a bit like, you know, shite about it. On the other hand, of course, he may hope he catches an even bigger fish than a 2-2 with it. Maybe say a Panzer IV, and down the road maybe even a Tiger Ace. I mean, that'd be pretty hilarious for Jesulin if, you know, Creativename goes for a Tiger Ace and then it gets immediately immobilized. But again, that would be pretty terrible for Creativename if that's what happened. In particular, like, by that point, Jesulin still anti-tank guns. That would be pretty much a death sentence for the Tiger Ace. But then, guys, big push of the rifleman. Grenadiers being pushed back, almost wiped out. Another MD4-2 for Creativename. A bit late, but still, there's all the infantry and the way that Jesulin's handling the infantry. Another machine gun, I think, is a very good haul. But Jesulin's assault there continues. But again, it also just highlights really how necessary the second MD4-2 is. And, oh, got this dude up north here, and we got a bunker grenade on the rifle squad as well. Oh, Jesulin's not seeing it, and double whammy there from Creativename, taking out Jesulin's Stuart light tank and a full rifle squad. Kapow! That definitely left Jesulin reeling a bit and might just give Creativename a bit of room here to push back against Jesulin with. Might in fact be pushing for the Spalmer Core now and then to try and again get out that fast Panzer IV Model J here versus Jesulin, well, relatively fast. As for Jesulin, interesting enough, he's only now taking out this again. That, yeah, not a lot, but might give Jesulin again, or Creativename a bit more time just to get that Panzer IV Model J in. Seizing points here. Grab the western fuel, grab the eastern fuel. Creativname suddenly displaying he has got some quite effective punching skills here versus Jesulin. There you go, flanking the Mardus here with the 222 like the punch of Freewagen, engaging up close and aggressively. Got the anti-tank gun holding in there, we got Grenadiers holding back here for the light machine gun. Almost got the 50 caliber here, and there we go, down to just 2 men. Apparently someone got ejected over the roof and into the shrubbery there, encircling Jesulin's base. Yeah, he's not far off there from a Panzer IV model J. We're looking at, as it currently stands, roughly a bit of a minute. The soldiers, by the way, also could benefit from being upgraded with a veteran squad leader to increase their numbers, firepower, durability, and all that. Gun is being assaulted by rifle, more forces being held in the Jesulin by the centre. Left flank there is not working out too well in the 2-2 men to avoid death by anti-tank gun for now, but it's close. 412 versus 395. It's actually been pretty close in terms of victory points between the both of them. I mean, they're so far not giving the other player much breathing space, which is also why I'm, you know, going at this rather frantically to sort of try and keep up with all the action happening. Return here trying to flank the MD42. We've got the MD42 there. Oh, just reacting time there for Creativename. Though we can see that double machine guns being used at least somewhat actively is making things a bit harder for Jesulin's infantry. Again, going for double machine guns has proven to think they're a good investment there for Creativename. Base in the centre being suppressed. Back here, troops in reinforcing. Nothing further going on there in the base of Creativename, of course, but we are moments away from the Panzer IV Ausführung J, which was the last model of Panzer IV as well. Machine gun there holding up an infantry assault on the right side, very good. Geballte Ladung there, right through, and kaboom! Almost takes out the machine gun crew. And we got artillery on here from the Major trying to stop Creativename's Eastern machine gun from doing anything. Or at least force it down to the M20. Other way did the job. That machine gun is now running. There we go. Model J Panzer IV on the way there for Creativename, and Jesulin has still yet to take up. Possibly lose some heavy casualties amongst his infantry. Got the H-22 again for the M20. Creativename is always, it seems, slowly stabilising and turning the game against Jesulin now, so Jesulin will need to deliver some hard-hitting punches here against Creativename. Well, he could risk, you know, being buried beneath a tide of Panzer Model Js, which could be a problem with him, and then of course we could just follow up with a Tiger Race and really give Jesulin a very bad time. Also at this point, most of Creativename's infantry has been upgraded. The only thing they haven't are the Assault Grenadiers and one Grenadier squad here on the far left flank. Panzer IV almost done. The soldiers waiting out. They're trying obviously to draw them in, but at the same time, Heinz and Ludwig, they were apparently a bit too slow and sort of took a lot of fire. Also something that Creativename might want to consider is actually a mortar just to provide a more constant artillery source there against Jesulin's infantry. And of course, Jesulin could similarly benefit from a mortar of his own to just put pressure there on Creativename. Otherwise, assault in the centre here with Parrott, who is now equipped with brown light machine guns. Good addition there for Jesulin. 2-2 going straight here for the M20 in the east side. Assault here in the centre is quickly barking down under intense machine gun fire there from Creativename's defenders of the 21st Panzer Division. And there you go, Panzer IV Model J to the rescue. Who's in there, completely blasts poor Joe there. And troops there being suppressed on the left flank as well by another MD42 to the Creativename. You can sort of see again, just double machine guns can be quite a handy tool there, and it's definitely giving Jesulin's infantry food for thought. Sherman on the way there for Jesulin to put pressure there on Creativename in return. Very good. Anti-tank shooting the Panzer IV does stand a penetrating hit, but we got Panzer coming up here on the flank. Though with the Panzer X, they're going to be less effective, just quickly clearing out support, because they could get off a bun grenade, of course, but ooh, they're moving in there. Rifle grenade off on the flip cup on the other side, going straight for the anti-tank gun. Good priority there, I would say, by Creativename, since it's obviously the more direct threat to his vehicles and armor. There you go, Panzer moving up, clear out the fifth cover there. Parrott will be taking extensive casualties as well. Close one there. And it does get away. There you go, sets about trying to destroy the anti-tank gun. Good play there by Creativename. If you can't get the infantry, at least you can try and deny the anti-tank gun. What is this? Oh, I thought he was actually going to draw up there, pop smoke, and then grab the anti-tank gun under cover of smoke, but I guess he didn't deem it necessary, or didn't think about it. But there you go. Sherman around there for Jesulin and the 4th Armoured Division. Seizing the eastern point here of the Pioneers. Creativename is now the one who got Jesulin on the defense here. He's got most of the map now. He's the one delivering the attacks, and Jesulin's not the one having to defend, and that mine still hasn't yet to go off. And it's interesting to worth note, by the way, Creativename doesn't have a single mine sweeper, so like any point this could go off and like just leave him with a tank stuck in the dirt. That'll be very interesting to see. Paratroopers machine gun moving up the eastern side. Got the shot moving up there, quickly routing Creativename's far west flank here, and the 2-2 finally bites the dust here. Assault is charging ahead. They've finally got the veteran assault scorpion up there. Trying to clear out that anti-tank gun with the assault gun is very good. Opening up for the Pan 4 to pursue. Backed up by Grenadiers. And oh, the Sherman is blocking here. And we got air support further here from Jesulin to stop the pursuit of Creativename's Panzerkampfwagen 4. And there go rockets screeching through the skies. Almost taking out the Panther 4 there, but well, US Air Force wasn't exactly known for its accuracy, or its ability to tell friend from foe at times. Anyway, sees an eastern point here. Back here, troops reinforcing. Could go for another Panther 4 soon. I mean, double Panther 4 Molliers right now could very well be a finishing blow there to Jesulin, who I think would struggle with such a move. You could also back up with Austrians or Students. I think a regular Panther 4 at this point is just silly. I mean, if you got access to the Mollier, though, it's just superior to the Panther 4, I think. Overall superior. Like the regular Panther 4 might be a bit faster, I think, but overall the Mollier is just straight up better. Like, it starts out with the armor bonus, it's more accurate, and because of that, it also just gains better bonuses for veterans, which includes more accuracies. I mean, really, just the Mollier is superior to the regular Wehrmacht Panther 4. Paratroopers there being pinned down with the Grenadiers and the MD-42 here. Finding no progress made. Machine gun route in the centre. Behind still up there. Tier 4. Is he actually planning to go for the Tiger AC? I mean, that could give Jesulin plenty of time to like recuperate here versus Creativename. I think he's also willing to begin to do that. I think he should just push for another Panther 4 at least before trying to commit to the Tiger Ace, but that is admittedly just me. Panther 4 moving in and getting the rifleman missing there though. Unfortunate for Creativename, great there for Jesulin. Panther 6 connecting with the Sherman, doing quite a bit of damage. Rifleman there getting blasted with the Panther 4. Could stand to end the pin 'em up machine gun for a bit of extra added anti-infantry fire. I'm trying to there grabbing the eastern or the western field point there, not the eastern one, that is being grabbed by Creativename instead. So far though, it seems like Creativename is not particularly sold on upgrading his Panzer 4. Panther moves into the 50 Caliber's line of fire here. Heavy Panzer co-op, so yeah, it's likely looking like a Tiger Ace. I mean, he could go for a Panther, and I don't think that'd be too bad either, but I still feel like he should just commit to another Panzer 4 model here because they're just so good. And again, we just think we'll put more pressure on Jesulin now, which I think will also benefit Creativename a lot more. And you forward to the parachute from the centre, we've got Panzer was there, popping off a bomb grenade, but ends up not doing too much there versus him. Panzer on the eastern side, back up the Grenadiers, we've got Reasons there covering the entrance to the base. Panzer 4 with 9 kills. Machine in the center though getting exposed to very harsh American elements. Trying to go for the entertainment with the Sherman there, quickly blocks that pursuit. And Jesulin's got plenty of manpower fuel. He needs to benefit from more Shermans with Jackson tank destroy. I definitely think he should not be floating so much fuel though. More armor right now I think would do Jesulin a lot of good here. Versus Creativename, and there you go, another Sherman for Jesulin and the 4th armoured, very good. Panther 4 holding back there a bit. In terms of like when does he get to a Tiger Ace right now, Creativename, it's when we're looking at roughly 3.5 minutes we saw the current rate of income there for Creativename. Second Sherman halfway down there for Jesulin. Machine gun there getting absolutely plastered with machine gun fire there as he got caught off guard there by Jesulin's paratroopers. Very good, then there you go, wiped out a bit of blow. That's Creativename and the 21st Panzer Division assaults are making mincemeat out of the rifle up close there, 13 kills. Channel mine up there from Creativename, you've kept not to park too close to it, but still good idea to have that. Almost got the paratrooper squad there. And also finally getting that pinlight machine gun, which, I mean, does add anti-infantry firepower to the Panther. And there you go. Lieutenant takes a staggering hit there. Panzer is charging in there, and the soldiers flanking in there, though against the tank, they're not really going to do anything. Shaking Sherman up, got the anti-tank there backing up as well. Panzer X flying on the Sherman, putting down to half health. We've got the anti-tank there backing up the other Sherman, pushing back Creativename's Panzer IV. The move's moving up here, and we're roughly now 2 minutes away from the Tiger Race. Sherman's hammering away there at Creativename's infantry to try and take out the Shermans. And there you go, Panzer IV flanking the flank again, but we got infantry there back in action with anti-tank rifle grenades. Quickly in with a easy target Panzer IV there, but he does manage to get away there. Quickly blitzing as well, taking no chances. Sherman's being hauled away there. No, he's going for that other Sherman. Wow, a bold move there by Creativename, trying to finish it off. This shoots and bounces. Bad luck there for Creativename. And I guess his attempt taking out that Sherman has failed, but it was a bold attempt, though. Risky, but gotta admit that took some guts. Machine about to get flanked. Fixing up the Panther IV here. Tiger Race is getting exceedingly close there. Less than 2 minutes now for Creativename. 15 kills on the Panzerkampfwagen infantry bunching up right in front of it is, I think, a bit of a risky move there by Jesulin, to be honest. Only makes it easier for the Panther IV to just cause as many casualties as possible. Back here, troops reinforcing. Whoa, something just went flying at very fast speed. I don't know if it's a tree or some guy. Strength to the Panther IV with him 20, half HP on that Panzerkampfwagen 4, and it's ace level. And it's the soldiers of us, the Sherman. That is not going to be a happy encounter there. Tiger Race is now a minute away there for Creativename and the 21st Panzer Division. Good counting with Panzerjägers there. And the liberated MD-42's coming needs some fuel upon them, making it harder for Creativename to get to that. He still has a nice amount of map though, so he's not like he's going to be completely stalled out and trying to go for the Tiger Race. We can certainly see though, Jesulin has been able to take advantage of that sort of like vacuum in terms of resources that Creativename has created on the battlefield, because again, he's saving up so much for the Tiger Race, and Jesulin is clearly just looking to take as much advantage as possible of it against Creativename. Oh, he might hit the mine there. But looks like that did not happen. Looks like that did not happen. Season needs no point here, Sherman opening up in the Pioneers, missing though. Oh, mine actually spotted. Though the question is, he actually realised there's a mine there. That's another matter entirely, but it looks like he's not destroying it. I don't think he has. And there you go, Tiger Race out for Creativename and the German army. A mighty experienced Tiger crew there, ready to ruin Jesulin's day, or at least attempt to ruin it. And what is this? We've got a mine up here. Sherman is basically blocking it, but he might still give it away there to Creativename. There goes about. Oh! That could have gone off on the M20, but it doesn't actually. Panther ahead, then he's picked up, doesn't hit it though. Has he actually realised there's a mine that went down there? Did he not? Shown by Dr. Telemine there. Pretty good there for Jesulin. Very unfortunate for Creativename, which is now hot in pursuit here of the Sherman as he quickly gets away from the Tiger Race. Shoots, misses. Soldiers moving up for the other point here. And for the blocking the retreat here of the machine which is sending to. There we go, got it with the pinlock machine gun. Got Rifleman sending about in the centre there. Soldiers being swamped, trying to clear out the anti-tank though with a flurry of grenades, but sadly they all don't quite hit. Panther IV hits the mine, the treads are blown clean off there. Bad news for Creativename, whose tank is now stuck in the mud. Paratroopers are taking a hit, and tank rifle has gone with the Tiger Race, dealing heavy damage there to it. Of course, it can pull it back and do some vehicle crew repairs. Panther IV, though, is in dire need of repairs as well. Needs to get both Pioneer squads on, and of course, needs to set up a cordon to help protect it. So that is a rare sight there, an M6 anti-tank mine actually going off, and certainly highlighting why this is good when you just immediately just leave a tank stranded. I don't think Jesulin has realised it's gone off, although I think he'd be charging in there to take it out, or maybe the Tiger Race is causing him to be hesitant. But either way, though, that Panther IV is not going anywhere anytime soon.
The enemy is taking our territory.
Jackson Tech's almost done there for Jesulin. Got the eastern fuel point again. He's short on fuel though here, otherwise again all those resources just make this a little bit. Meanwhile again, Jesulin has plenty of resources, in part because he's all been able to get more tanks more efficiently, meaning he's all been able to maintain a more steady frontline balance. Tiger Race sitting out again there, Pantherville good to go once more, full Creativename and the 21st Panzer to be sure. Pantherville on the move, close to the ace level. Got the anti-tank and then they're ready to give Creativename a hard time. Jackson tank so ready. Going here for the machine gun first. They might want to take out the anti-tank gun as a priority. Pantherville is taking heavy damage. There we go. Likely going to go down into the M1. Unless it gets lucky, it's blitzing though, and no dice there. The Pantherville's down and now. Jesulin's likely going to try and swarm here the Tiger Race before there's a chance to get out of there. Direct hit there. Tiger Race down to less than half health already, and just every tank Jesulin has is just pumping every armor piercing shot they can into the Tiger Race here. Eventually to gain insufficient support by there for Creativename, and that's the Tiger Race there. In the end, a glorious victory there for Jesulin, and GG, game over as Creativename finds his Tiger Race there nullified. So in the end, a nice brutal fight here on Crossroad between Jesulin and Creativename. Was some good plays there, but in the end I feel like Creativename sunk too much into the Tiger Race. Should have gone for at least one more tank first before trying for it, and because it didn't, Jesulin was able to get up more steam, and so that way he set up a sufficient force to actually counter it. That, and he just kept attacking increasingly in the same spot. Also I think diminished the effectiveness of the Tiger Race, since it was much easier for Jesulin to just prepare a welcome committee to blast it apart there. Plus he should have infantry supporting it as well there. Like, another flop there. But there you go. Hope you enjoyed this match. Hope you learned something from it. If you did, subscribe, like and share. I'm trying to say it too fast there. Like and share with everyone except, of course, your enemies. You don't want them to know about the glory of the Propagandacast. But this is Imperial signing off, and see you all tomorrow. You're all a wonderful audience. Cheers.